Well, let's go ahead and find just a comfortable seat, whether legs are crossed or out. It never really matters at all as long as you're in a space where the lower back can have a bit of ease. Of course, you could engage the belly, help that happen. Roll your shoulders back and down. Always the invite to allow the eyes to close. Allowing any tension in your face to dissolve. You raise and lower the eyebrows a couple times, just encouraging that forehead to soften and to relax. Seems like most of us hold all kinds of tension right there in our forehead, right between our eyes even. I get told all the time my 11s are on because it looks like I'm scowling. Just tension. Maybe your jaw releases. Having made it to our mats this morning, we stepped away from our responsibilities, our worlds, and joined each other to share this hour. Perhaps you thank yourself for that. Real quick, just acknowledging that sometimes it's hard to find our mats. Notice physically how your body feels this morning. Sounds like neck and shoulders, lower back. Maybe not at their very best today. As you notice the parts that are talking as far as needing your attention, I'm hoping you're noticing the parts that are well, that might be quieter. We check in with ourselves mentally or cognitively. Notice just the nature of our thoughts this morning. For whatever reason, sometimes we wake up and we're just a bit more negative than other times. Or maybe our brain feels scattered and we have a hard time concentrating or remembering. Or maybe you're spot on this morning. Who knows? Just notice. And of course, you'll notice the way you feel, whether you feel that in terms of emotion, or you feel that in terms of energy. Taking this time to sit this morning. This place where we might be checking in, but we might also be getting to know our own selves. Who we are changes day by day, sometimes moment by moment. In this stillness, it's you with you. Engaging in compassionate conversation with your own self. There's this sense of deep listening, an acknowledgement of your own sufferings. Quick to catch yourself if you tend to judge your suffering and tell yourself that it's not that bad or compare yourselves to others. Just deep listening. With an inhale, let's bring our palms together, tuck the thumbs at the heart, bow the chin towards the chest. Some people call this prayer pose. Other practices, primarily like Buddhist practices, this is a symbol of a lotus. Understanding that a lotus, it grows through the mud in order to bloom. And for us, then, it's an awareness of our own sufferings, our own mud, our growth through that, and recognizing that that process is true for me, but true for you. That we're all just here doing our work. Have a specific intention this morning, something that is maybe part of your work, part of your process. Just set your intention. Then draw your thumbs to your forehead, that space right between the eyebrows. Then bring your thumbs back to your heart. Together, we'll take a breath in, using our exhale to just drop our hands back down wherever they rest. You need to switch your legs or anything, make yourself a bit more comfortable. Go ahead and do so. We're gonna start with the top of our spine, right with the neck, and just work our way all the way down to that lower back. If your chin is not tucked all the way towards your chest, I'd invite you to tuck it down and in. Allow the head to hang heavy, the shoulders to be really soft. With an inhale, you'll bring your head to the middle. Your exhale will rock it back and gently open your throat. Inhaling your head to the middle. Exhale, let the right ear drop towards the right shoulder. Left shoulder in particular is soft. And with that ear dropping, we want to slide the head just a bit from front to back. And then even turn the head like the nose moves side to side while the ear is dropping. Meeting back with the ear, drop towards the shoulder. And inhale will bring your head back to the middle. The exhale will tuck your chin down to your chest. Let your shoulders be soft. Back of your neck be long. Let your face be soft. Your eyes can stay closed just as long as you wish. With an inhale, your head will come to the middle. Exhale to rock it back, open your throat. Inhale your head to the middle. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Ever so mindfully, your head will slide a little front to back. And then it'll turn a little side to side. Pausing, ear just dropping towards the shoulder. Inhaling to get your head to the middle. Exhaling, chin to chest. With your chin tucked towards your chest, very gently let your head turn side to side, like you're saying no. Noticing sensation or noises, little catches even. Head back so chin is tucked to the chest. Inhale, bring your head to center. Exhale, rock it back, open the throat. This time, roll your shoulders back and down, lift through your heart. Let that throat, let it be open. Another place where we tend to hold. Could be tension, could be emotion of other sorts. People say, like, I got a frog in my throat. I want to talk, but it's just stuck. And inhale will bring your head to the center. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Let your shoulders soften, allow your chin to be parallel with your earth. Inhaling, your head comes back to the middle. Exhaling, let it turn to the left. Inhaling, come back to the middle. Let's open the eyes just enough that we can roll over our knees or kick them to the side, come into all fours, just off of our butts. Once you get to all fours, you might need to stretch a leg out, let that hip be open for a minute. Stretch the other leg out, let the hip be open. Especially where maybe our lower backs are already talking to us this morning. It says how sitting just adds to the conversation. When you're ready to find all fours again, you'll get there. And remember, there's no hurry. This is your practice, even though we're together. So you go in your own way, your own pace. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. Our knees are underneath our hips. Our spine is neutral. Our core, of course, is engaged. Take a breath in. With your exhale, tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin. Push through the arms so that you can arch your back. Inhaling your tailbone will lift. Throat and your collarbone will open for your calf. Exhale, tailbone tucks and chin tucks. Arms push the back arches for your calf. Inhaling, tailbone lifts. Throat, collarbone opens for your calf. Keep going. Maybe your eyes are closed and you're totally tuned into your own body, your own mind, to your own energy, your emotion. This practice, this hour is your time to be with your own self. You're getting to know you. You're practicing deep listening, compassionate understanding. Next time you come through neutral, let's pause. Move our knees out a little bit and send our butt back towards our heels. Maybe have a forearm stacks at your forehead as a place to rest, or maybe the arms tucked between your legs or around them. But you're looking for a soft and easeful child's pose. If there's tension in your hips, you can shift the weight a bit side to side. The belly button in towards the spine a little, like you're making a tiny bit more room. And soften. Soften your shoulders, soften your neck. If you imagine your spine like vertebra by vertebra and you're seeing the way the child's pose allows it to relax. And the space can come between each of those vertebrae, all the way down to the sacrum. Wherever arms are up, bring them forward. We'll inhale to find ourselves back up to tabletop. Move your knees so that they're back under your hips. And then let's bring our right hand up and over to the base of the head. And for me anyways, my left knee has to go back a little bit. We're gonna twist the upper spine. So your knees might not have to move. I don't know, you might be really twisty. We'll take a breath in here where we're just hovering over our mat. Our exhale will twist us and open us to the left. Inhale, come back so you hover over your mat. Exhale, twist and open to the right. Inhale, back and over your mat. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, come back, hover over your mat. One more time, twist and open to the right. This time, hold it here. Pull the shoulders back and down away from your ears. Take a breath in. Exhale to untwist. Bring that hand down so both your hands are under your shoulders and your knees will come back so they're under the hips. Then it's left hand to the base of the head. Maybe your right knee back if you need. Take a breath in. Use your exhale, twist and open towards the left. Inhaling to come back, hover over your mat. Exhale, twist and open. Inhale, come back, hover over your mat. Exhale, twist and open. Inhale, hover over your mat. You're twisting and opening one more time. This time hanging out for a couple breaths, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Like you could have a nice, long and free neck. Exhaling, we untwist. Bring our hand back under the shoulder, the knee, so it's back under the hip. Maybe your knees part a little bit because you're sending your butt back towards your head, finding your chest. Forehead has a resting place, whether that's your mat or your hands. With the back of your neck, relax. Your hands, you can come and gently massage it. Your belly tucks in just a tiny bit. If your arms are wrapped around your legs, let's bring them forward. And inhale will bring us to tabletop. Move your knees so they're back under the hips. Then step forward with your hands. We're going to come to low plank. Our core, of course, is engaged. Take a breath in. Use your exhale, bend your elbows. Come down to your mat. Lengthen your legs a little bit just so your hips are nice and open. And let's bring our elbows so that they're under our shoulders. Almost like you're setting up for space. And of course, that'll bend quite a lot, actually. Bend the lower back, almost like you're doing a back bend. If that's too much, your elbows, just move your elbows out and apart. So here, your shoulders are going to roll back and down. Your throat can gently open, and it's as though your heart is trying to shine forward and maybe even up. The shoulders stay down and away from our ears. Good. Your left hand then, it's going to be your kickstand, so you straighten it. Your right arm is going to just leave under that left one. I put my palm up, straight right arm, and then bend that left one, come down, and you're just going to lay right on top of that right arm. And if there's no sensation, all you need to do is pull your arm bone back out a little, and then most of your chest just folds down right on top of that arm. Maybe your left hand is a fist and it supports your forehead. But you're resting on that right straight arm. And I'm sure there's sensation in your right shoulder. And let's take just 2 more breaths. Whatever you've done with your left hand, you want to bring it back so it can be your kickstand. You'll press through that left arm so you can unweave And get your arm out, both elbows under our shoulders. We're back to Sphinx. Roll the shoulders back and down, open the throat a bit. Let your heart shine forward, maybe forward and up. Nice big breath. Then your right hand is your kickstand. It straightens, lifts you up a little bit. Your left arm is going to weave under that, palm up. You're bringing your chest down and lying it right on top of that straight arm. Right hand may be a fist and support your forehead. Do one more breath. Then right hand finds its place. It can be your kickstand. You're lifting up to unweave. Bring both elbows so they're under the shoulders. And you're back to Sphinx. This time your legs, if they're not tucked in together, like zip them in. The tops of your feet will press down onto your mat. Your calves, your butt, obviously your thighs too, everything squeezes inward. And then your heart is lifting out and up. Maybe your throat open. Inhale. Use your exhale, get those elbows out. Bring your forehead all the way down on top of your stacked hands. Let your forehead rest. Inhale to lift the head inside the hands, mid-chest level. Tuck those elbows in beside your torso. Inhale to lift up to Cobra. Push through your hands, come back to your hands and knees, send your butt back towards your heels, all the way back to a child. And we want this child's pose to be soft. We want the lower back in particular to get to relax. Your hips shift side to side. Nice big breaths. This time that you're spending with your own self. Deep listening, compassionate understanding. If we think that we're compassionate with others, if we're not compassionate with ourselves, there's always going to be this judgment when we're engaging with others. We have to start, you know that we have to start inward. Arms bend forward. Using an inhale, come back to your tabletop, get your knees so they're back under your hips. Move your shoulders back and down so they're away from the ears. Let's tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, arch the back again, find our cat. Inhale forward, find your cat. Exhale back, find your cat. Inhale forward to your cow. Exhale back to cat again. Inhale to neutral spine, tuck your toes, take a breath in, engage your core. Exhale, lift up and back to your down dog. And let us inhale so that your legs can move. Push through your arms, your hands, and your hips go up and then go back. Your ears right between your upper arms. Armpits lifted ahead. You can shift the head yes, shift the head no. Long back body from the fingertips at the back of your hand, the arm, of course the spine, the back body, all the way down to your butt, your hamstrings, your calves, your Achilles tendon. Long, long, long. Good, we'll take a breath in. Exhale to walk our hands back to our feet. You'll just inhale and then exhale, find the sweet, sweet form. Chin tucked in. Your knees, of course, bent as much as the edge, so nothing's being done. Yanking on the hamstrings, which will yank on the lower back. Feet down here, maybe your toes separate and they grip your mat. You can lift your arches. Check out your ankles. The way that they're supporting your shin, your calf. How very important they are to your mobility. We'll use an inhale to slide ourselves halfway and flat back. Exhale, fold again. Bend your knees. Inhale to roll the spine up. You're coming vertebra. All the way to the top where you roll the shoulders back and down. Lift that head. Pause in your mountain pose. I invite you to close your eyes and just feel your body in space. Your feet connected to your earth. Your head lifting to the sky. Next inhale, our arms will lift up. The shoulders will drop down. We're just holding in a tall mountain. Maybe you rock gently from left to right so you can lengthen the side body. Your hips could stay steady, or you could let the hip move in the opposite direction of your shoulders. Totally up to you what you want to do. We'll bring ourselves back to the middle, drop our arms down, move the feet out so that they're wider than the hips, and let your hips just circle. Doesn't matter what direction. Know that your core is engaged. Maybe you circle slow, you could circle faster. You could stay completely upright, like standing, or you could bend over a little. Thigh bones moving around in the hip sockets. Notice if there's catches or even like pops. Take just a couple more circles in the direction you're going. And then you'll want to trade direction. Nice and chill, you're having a conversation with your own self. You know those conversations that are magic. It's like you have all the time in the world. And whoever it is that you're talking to is completely focused. They're with you. That's how you're communicating with your own self this morning. Bring everything back to standing, to neutral. Heel toe your feet back so they're under your hips. And then let's engage the core. If for some reason we've let it go, we're going to use the belly to pull the right knee up. And then pull our toes towards our shins. And if your hands aren't on your hips, I would encourage you to bring them there just so that you can feel whether your hips stay level or whether one hikes. And we want to attempt anyways to keep it level. Awesome. Keep your belly tucked in. And then let's straighten that right leg out in front somewhere. You can pull your toes towards your shin, keep your hips level. And then put your toes down towards your mat. Pull your toes towards your shin and down towards your mat. We'll bend that knee again, pull it up. One time we're going to step ourselves forward. Turn the back foot and plant it. And we want just a little more for our side body. So your torso will probably be like layer 2. Your right elbow is going to come down to your right knee. And we just want to twist. It's like twisting the shoulders, stacking them so your torso is facing the left. And then your neck can find neutral. If you want, the left arm could lengthen alongside the ear. And you're just after that length to the left side. Good. If your arm is alongside your ear, bring it to the ceiling, back to the hip. And inhale, we'll lift our torso up. We're going to turn to the toes of the back foot. Hop that front foot back so that both feet are under our hips. Good job. So, hands at the hips if you wish. Core engaged. You're going to use that belly to pull your left knee up. Keep your hips level. Nice job. Inhale to straighten that leg. Toes towards your shin. Then point them to your mat. Your hips still level. Pull them in towards your shin. Down to the mat. In towards your shin. Use an inhale, bend that knee. A breath in, a breath out to step forward with the left foot. Turn your back when planted. Turn your torso so you're like warrior 2. Then drop the left elbow to the left knee. Your shoulders are going to twist so that they're stacked on top of each other and you're facing with your torso to the right. Maybe right arm sneaks up alongside your ear. Sometimes people like to roll their hand to the ceiling here as well. It's just like a little extra length. If arm is alongside the ear, inhale it to the ceiling. Exhale the hand to the hip. Inhale your torso up. Inhale to get to the toes of your back foot. And then inhale, front foot, hop it back. Exhaling into mountain pose. Inhale, let your arms up to the ceiling. We'll exhale, bend the knees, hinge the hips. Find your footwork fold, tuck your chin in. Soft shoulders. Soft neck. Soft spine. We'll bend our knees enough that we can get our fingers on the earth. Walk the hands forward until you pick up the knees. Curl yourself forward to the top of your mat and roll over the knees or pitch to the side. You're just going to land on your butt is where we're headed. And then we're going to lower ourselves down. So that we can now move down the spine. And I think neck, we've got between our shoulders, we've even got the middle of the spine. We now want to lower spine. So your knees are bent. And your belly button and your solar plexus are just going to tuck in. And all we want to do is tuck the tailbone between the legs here. And then we're going to rock it back and down towards our mat. Tuck it between the legs. And rock it down to your mat. And you'll do this several times. It's like you're rotating the hips or rocking the hips from front to back. But your belly is helping pull that lower back towards the ground as your tailbone tucks between your legs. The pelvis rotating. Go ahead and come back to neutral. We're going to keep our feet where they're at, but let our right hip, it'll rock off the ground maybe an inch or two, and then it'll rock down. Left hip will rock up maybe an inch or two, and rock down. Back and forth, side to side. And this is kind of like when we let our knees tick-tock, except instead of letting the knees guide our movement, we're letting the hips guide it. And so my cue to my own self is that if I want my right hip to lift up a little, I'm going to push down through my right heel. And so it ends up that our knees might still be moving, but they're not the ones causing the movement, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Different sensation than our knees talking as well. Let yourself settle back, just here in the middle, knees still bent. We want to let the right hip slide up towards the right shoulder, and then slide down. Left hip slides up towards left shoulder, and then slides down. Again to the right, side to side, you know the sequence. It's super good for our lower back and our hips. This movement is often referred to, we call it our hip hikers. You know that our hips don't leave the ground, they just slide on the ground. As you do these hip hikers, if your body converses with you and tells you to come back to the rocking or to the rotating of the pelvis front to back, of course, because you're engaged in this deep listening, you're gonna listen. Any variation of those three movements. Just a few more breaths doing whatever we're doing here. Eventually leaning back in the middle, our knees still bent. Check out your shoulders real quick. See if they're as relaxed as they could be. Next exhale, your knees will fall to the right. And we'll take a couple breaths, the shoulders maintaining their softness. With an inhale, you want your top knee to move back to the middle, followed by your left knee. Take a breath in at the middle. Exhale, let your knees drop. Soft shoulders. And inhale, bring the top knee to the middle. Bottom knee will follow. Exhale to let both your knees come back to the right. Inhaling top knee to the middle, followed by the other. Exhale, your knees will go to the left. Inhaling top knee in the middle. You can let it start dropping out and over to the right. Actually, legs open for a step. And then that bottom knee will follow. That both can fall to the right. Top knee is your leader. Legs open for a set. Bottom knee catches. Both fall to the left. Top knee. Legs open for a set. Bottom knee catches. Both are to the right. Keep yourself moving side to side. I suppose it doesn't need to be connected with your breath if your body is adjusting something different. So that deep listening allows you to choose. No need to be methodical in how we go about it. Just mindful. Know what we're doing in this present moment. And next time your legs are both out and open, let's pause, meeting there for just a couple of breaths. And then stretching one leg out. With your hip, other leg out. Also bend your elbows, bring them beside the torso. You're going to use those elbows to wiggle your shoulders to the right, so that you're creating a lateral bend in your spine. And then if you want, your heels will also step over to the right, so that you've got that crescent moon of your body. To let my feet just relax, my legs relax. Some people that keep everything engaged and like toes toward the shin. The shoulders that are soft. Move your head a bit side to side and just see where you want your head and your neck. Reminding again the body can soften. Want our elbows to come back in towards the torso. And the elbows are going to help your torso scoot back so it's in line with the hips. And then your feet get to come back so they're in line with your hips. Let your feet roll out and open. Just be soft. Notice sensation, left side, right side. And then we'll take it other way. So our elbows in, they're going to scooch our torso to the left. And then we're going to decide whether our legs will also go to the left. Once you get there, you're going to choose to either keep your toes like up towards your shin and towards the ceiling, or if you want to roll it out, let them relax. Shoulders are soft. Your eyes are closed. Listening. And not just the body that talks to us, but it's something else deep inside of there. It could be previous experiences or current circumstances that we're struggling with. It doesn't have to be negative, it could be positive. With all that stuff that we have listening. Towards you a bit so they can help your torso scooch back, in line with your hips, and then pull those feet back in line with your hips. A couple breaths here. And then bend the knees, feet on the floor. Bring your tailbone towards your heels a little and draw those knees in towards your torso. We want to let our bodies rock side to side. Or let the knees circle or figure eight. Just realigning the spine. Your time. We're heading towards Shavasana, but you course, you want to make sure that that lower back is really okay. Those hips are going to be okay by stretching out. We need to do a few more of the hip hikers, more rocking. You're letting the legs rotate from side to side. And at whatever point you're ready to stretch those legs out, you'll go ahead and lengthen them out. Maybe you've got your bolster handy, you can stick it under your knee. Or maybe you like the legs to be lengthened, in which case you would just reach through the heels and then let those legs roll out and open. And it's kind of like somebody's lengthening your legs for you. Not quite as lovely, but when we're practicing at home, it's what we have. Maybe you've got a blanket and you can get cozy. Eyes are closed. The shoulders are soft. Belly is soft. Of course, your back body is held by your mat and by your earth, and so there's total total allowance or permission to relax down into it. Your butt can relax and your hips can release. And here you are again in this place of a stillness, this place to have a conversation with your own self, to practice your deep listening. It seems like sometimes there's stuff inside of us that are maybe our logical mind knows the other side to or knows the answer to. And our tendency is to jump in with that logic and to tell that part of ourselves to, I don't know, to knock it off or to stop worrying about it. But in this practice this morning, I guess I'm inviting you to allow yourself to just be heard, to know that there's a time and place where your logical self and reason can jump in. But for right now, it's just deep listening, compassionate understanding. It is truly like you're having a conversation with somebody else and you know they don't need your advice, they don't want you to fix anything. haven't had this time to listen deeply, let yourself know that you'll be back here, hopefully soon. You might not always have an hour. Maybe you have 5 minutes here and there, though, that you can find the stillness. When you're ready to find a bit of movement, let your fingers wiggle and your toes wiggle. Maybe your wrists roll or your head turns, ankles roll. Eventually bending the knees and letting your hips shift one way or another so that your knees can fall to the side. Your body follows, landing on your side body for a couple of breaths at least. You might remember the way Elaine kind of taught us to turn our shoulders so that we can get both of our hands at mid-chest level, and then use the hands and the arms to push us up. Moving, wiggling until we can find our comfortable seat. And at our seat, our eyes close again. An inhale brings the palms together, the thumbs at the heart if they're not there yet. The chin tucked towards the chest. And whether you see this as prayer pose or you see this as a lotus flower, either way, this morning is the conversation with ourselves. To know ourselves. And as we know ourselves deeper, we have the capacity to know each other and to know each other deeper. Namaste.